What it do, homies? We back here with some Motionless and White. This time we are checking out their new song, Afraid of the Dark. Well, not new song, came out 2 months ago. This is by via donation. Let's go ahead, shut up, turn it up. Very synths, cyberpunky intro. We got cinematic vocals, cinematic picture. Okay. Oh my goodness, bro. That's gotta be what is going on with rock bands these days, right? Because you're like, all right, cool, we got 36 seconds to impress our listeners, bro. What we gonna do? Well, let's go ahead and set this post-apocalyptic matrix robots done taking over and darken the sky. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we darken the sky. You know what I'm saying? Right. And just when it couldn't get even more epic, they started to throw the choirs in, man. And you know, choirs is kind of a cliche kind of thing that you do. You know, it comes with epic music. Like, what's epic music without at least some type of choir and everything? But it's done so tastefully here. And then the double drums. Jeez, bro, that's a hell of an intro right there. Nice little filter action too. Hold on. All right, so you know what? Every now, I've been listening to like metal, hard rock for the longest, but sometimes it's difficult for me to understand what he's saying with the screams. You know what I mean? And but I understand the reason for the scream, the emotion, right? It's another medium of making music. I got no problem with it, but I do be wanting to understand what they're saying sometimes, because sometimes it sounds like they be spitting. You know what I mean? I've given my life, I've suffered and sacrificed to find that fear is only fatal till it's alchemized. Alchemized? To heal is to repurpose, take the stage and siphon all the power from the pain. I turn my struggles into strength. See, you know what I'm saying? Like, bro, they be saying it's like profound stuff. And what's crazy is that I definitely was in that crowd of like dismissing this type of music before I made this channel, before I like really dialed in to understand what they were talking about. I'm just like, hold on, bro. You mess around and listen to this and become like really introspective. Have you questioning everything? You'd be like, wait a minute, hold on. And now you got this banger to listen to. You done introduced yourself into some new genre. You found out that what they were talking about was really profound. Welcome to a new genre of music to explore, bro. Let's go get enlightened. Got the lyrics up. I like that. W song for, I mean, yo, my Motionless and White reactions don't do that well. You know what I mean? So, I'm reluctant to do them because they don't perform that well and everything. But every now and then, I just forget just how much of a W they choruses be. This is a nice blend of heaviness and melodic that I love. But message, right, in the chorus. You'll never know yourself till you walk alone with blind faith and broken bones. Look, till you walk alone. There's another saying. You never know what kind of man you are until you feel the slug hit. You know what I'm saying? So when he says, well, blind faith and broken bones, blind faith, like you're going on a limb. I hope this work. Broken bones is the failures, right? I love how you say broken bones, because sometimes when you come across breaks in life, it can feel like it's a permanent break, you know, like breaking your bones and everything. And be not afraid of the dark. Don't be afraid of the unknown. You know, life is a whole bunch of unknown, but if you play it safe the entire time, then that's all your life's going to be. You know what I mean? What the age old saying, right? Big risk, big reward. You know what I mean? W chorus, bro. Okay. And I love how you're transitioning, transitioning right into the second verse, right? So Chris is crazy. Whoa, come on now. Will you follow me to where love meets destruction? I'm telling you, these are bars right here. And I know that some of you guys be listening to this and be like, yeah, that sounded like a bar, but we out here trying to vibe. Well, you know, welcome to the What It Do Dave channel, bro. We analyze over here. If you came to a channel that likes to just bob his head and say that's cool, that's great, that's not what the kind of channel this is. You seeing something profound, you best believe we gonna talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, will you follow me to where love met destruction? Right? Love is a double-edged sword, right? You do got creation and you have destruction. Some people fear that destruction, you know, not like destruction. Somebody fear that loss of love, so they don't do anything at all. So, will you follow me? Right? Doubt only dies if you keep putting trust into doubt, not putting trust in. Doubt only dies if you keep pouring trust in. Okay, yeah. I almost kind of read that wrong. If I keep trusting you, then there's no need for doubt, right? I'm going to try not to keep pausing it. It's just, these are bars, bro. They really are. Doubt only dies if you keep pouring trust in. Or surrender your dreams. He says something amazing here, right? That statement that he made, how much are you willing to bleed? That right there is that's where it is, bro. How much are you willing to bleed? You ever seen Shark Tank? Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, bro, some of them dudes on Shark Tank, do you see the type of stuff they be sacrificing in order to achieve their dreams when they know they don't know how it's gonna end, but they believe in it so much? You know what I'm saying? Like, you be seeing whole families come up there, you know, they got children and everything, be down to their last dime. They done mortgaged their house like 52 times, bro, living with their parents, living in the guest room for 4, you know what I'm saying? All trying to get their business and their job up. Trying to get the business off the ground, right? So when it says, how much are you willing to bleed, to suffer for what you believe? Now, you could take this and you could apply it to a whole bunch of stuff, but it really all boils down to that question. How much are you willing to bleed? How much are you willing to sacrifice to get what you want? Because if there's a limit to what you can sacrifice, there's going to be a limit to what you can achieve. Come on now, bro. Come on, Chris. Speaking bars. So don't be afraid of the dark. Break down. We love those. From the ashes, I was reborn free, and from the grave, I was rebuilt by what broke me. Rebuilt by what broke me. Oh Lord. So carry your burden. You'll see the spine, the heart, the blood on the dead. That transition. No, that transition was crazy. Wait, what? So carry your burden. You'll see the spine, the heart, the blood. bro, how he moves into the next verse. This is the same thing from when he did earlier, bro. Will you follow me to where love met destruction? Bro, the transitions into the verses are seamless, man. This is beautiful.
On every scar is a badge of a lesson I've learned that took me 20 fucking years to learn.
Wait, what'd you say to me? Hold on. My mic's good. Okay. So tear me apart and you'll see. You see the spine, the heart, the blood on the dirt. You'll feel the pain, the rage, the feeds on the hurt. On every scar is a badge of a lesson I've learned that took me 20 years to earn. Here's another thing I'm comparing that to. There's a rapper, his name is Daddy Fat Snaps. He makes nerdcore music, right? Which is music that's centered around subjects that other people would deem of geek or nerd culture, right? And he has a Tengen song, right? Tengen from Demon Slayer, flashy and everything. And in there, he was pretty much kind of talking about the flashy life and what he had to do to get there. You know what I mean? He has a bar in there that says, so what you want to be like me? First, you got to learn to fall like me. First, you got to learn how to crawl like me. And then you'll realize you ain't at all like me. That's a bar, bro. That's a bar. If you want to be like me, you got to learn how to fail like me. And that's essentially what Chris is talking about right here, bro. Every scar is a badge of lesson, right? This pain, all this stuff you done seen, bro. That's how I got to where I am, bro. That's the sacrifice. You can see it, okay? Right? That's how we just sit. Come on, bro. Chris, talk to him, bro. Talk to him.
I don't have to do this alone. A creature that found a home where life drained the light from my home.
Who pulled you from the dark?
Pull me from the dark. I've given you everything. A lifeline and pieces of me. We can't see the end from the start, but I don't fear the dark inside. With purpose and passion, sweat and blood. From Stockholm to Scranton, fight or flight, arise from the pages. You're not the dark. If you mean it, you make
it. See, the most powerful thing that he's talking about here is if you mean it, you'll make it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go for your dreams, but you have to have intent. You know what I mean? You can't half your way through this. And I take inspiration from this because a lot of you guys don't know, but this is my second reaction channel, right? The first one got hacked and I wasn't even going to do it anymore. You know what I mean? So I felt like I was working pretty hard. Everybody and their mama had reaction channels. So how could I make mine different? The biggest difference, I think my biggest edge that I have over other reaction channels is just my ability to break down things outside of just bars. You know what I mean? Like I could break down bars if you want, but I like to break down musical elements. In this case, I was kind of swept up by the by the lyrics and everything. Generally, I like to break down instrumentals and think about the emotions and the decisions behind what fuels that. And that's generally kind of like what my edge is, right? I'm not really a bar breaker. I feel like we got too many of those out there. You got great channels for that, but I don't do that type of stuff. So I had to figure that out. You know what I mean? And there was a lot of failures to get to where I'm at right now. It's just a whole lot of stuff. But man, this song spoke to me. 100% getting playlisted. Let me know what y'all thought about this down in the comments. Dave's out.